Welcome everyone. Our program will start in about 15 minutes, so take this time and enjoy a virtual meet and greet with our sponsors and with other fellow nonprofit supporters. And if you haven't yet, stop by the chat and enter your name, say hi, who you're with, and we'll get started here in just a few minutes.
Hello, Nonprofit Connect friends. It's awards luncheon time at Nonprofit Connect. Hey, grab your soup and maybe even some crackers, because it's about time for the luncheon. All right, it's not chicken, but it's going to be delicious. See you soon.
I'm Judy Keller of Keller Consulting. Congratulations to all our award winners today. Thank you for all you do. You make this a great place to live.
On behalf of our Board of Directors and the First Call staff, congratulations to all the Nonprofit Connect awardees today. You people are the philanthropists who make our city great.
Hi, I'm Lynn Brown. I'm a member of the Nonprofit Connect Board of Directors, and I'm excited to welcome you to this celebration of excellence in the nonprofit community. We appreciate your support for the Philanthropy Awards, and we look forward to seeing you in person next year.
All right, guys, we are down to 10 minutes. So just 10 minutes before we start our program. So if you haven't already, or if you just signed in, just go ahead and hop over the chat and give us your name. Tell us where you work. For example, Jake Jacobson. I'm at Native Digital. See, it's that easy. So say hi to your friends and fellow nonprofit supporters, and we'll get started in 10 minutes.
We're so excited to be able to congratulate this year's honorees. Your outstanding generosity of time and talent and gifts demonstrates a commitment to the nonprofit community here in Kansas City and really embodies the Kansas City spirit. Thank you for all you do, and congratulations.
Hi, Denise McNerney here from my Boswell with my twoest new colleagues, Colin and Simon. And we're here to congratulate all the awardees and Nonprofit Connect. We are so proud to be part of this and so grateful for all your support to making Kansas City a better community for everyone. Thank you.
All right, grab something hot, grab something cold, get in the refrigerator, get your stuff done. The show is about to begin. We'll see you soon.
Hi everyone, I'm Nancy Phelps, Community Impact Director here at Jade on Construction. I'm so thrilled to be joining today to say congratulations to all of this year's Nonprofit Award honorees. Our nonprofits are the lifeblood of this community, so on behalf of all of us here at Jade, congratulations and thank you for all the great work that you are doing to serve this city.
Hey guys, Jake Jacobson here. 5 more minutes. That's all we have, 5 more minutes. So top off your drink, get your lunch, and yeah, I mean, it's virtual. You can watch it anywhere, right? So I went a little casual, but say hi to everybody one more time in the chat room, and then get ready to enjoy the 36th Annual Nonprofit Connect Philanthropy Awards Luncheon, and let's celebrate our honorees. Program starts soon.
Hello, Nonprofit Connect family. Our reunion looks a little different this year, but thank you for tuning in, and thank you for all the awesome work you do for our community every single day.
I'm Janae Roberts, Senior Community Affairs Manager for T-Mobile, and I'm thrilled to be here with all of you today to recognize this year's honorees and to celebrate the incredible work that each of your organizations is doing in our community. I'm also proud to say that as a new combined company, T-Mobile and the T-Mobile Foundation will continue to support the communities in which our employees and our customers live. We look forward to being a force for good in Kansas City.
Hi, Kansas City. It's Tonde Luderman, Board of Director with Nonprofit Connect and partner at BKD. I want to welcome you to our virtual Philanthropy Awards Luncheon. Hope you enjoy the program.
Okay, so the big decision for the Philanthropy Awards Luncheon is what to wear, socks or slippers?
Well, hello there. and welcome to Nonprofit Connect's celebration for doing good in Kansas City. It's my pleasure to be with you today for the 36th Annual Philanthropy Awards Luncheon. Although we are unable to celebrate in person this year, we are grateful to still be able to join together in this virtual setting. This event is always a joy as we see so many Kansas Cityans come together, all who are engaged in improving our community. Generous philanthropists, passionate volunteers, and talented nonprofit professionals. In order to actively participate in today's event, I encourage you to utilize the chat feature in your live stream window, as well as the hashtag #ChangingTheStoryKC on your social media pages. If you haven't done so already, please drop a hello in the chat so we can see that you are here. We are proud to be celebrating 36 years of philanthropy in Kansas City at today's event, as well as 4.5 decades of leadership provided by Nonprofit Connect. Were you aware Nonprofit Connect provides education, resources, and networking for hundreds of nonprofit organizations in Kansas City? It is a huge undertaking and one that attracted my attention and inspires my service as a member of the board of directors. Having worked in Kansas City nonprofits for over 20 years, I can tell you that I've seen firsthand the difference Nonprofit Connect makes. Let's take a moment to learn about the impact Nonprofit Connect is making throughout our community. Nonprofit organizations are important to Kansas City because they address needs that are not being met. Often when we think about nonprofits, we think about shelters and pantries, soup kitchens, but they also include the arts and culture. They include libraries. And so really the nonprofit's role is to fill gaps as it relates to service provision and to build bridges to things like culture and the arts that people might not otherwise be able to experience. So really when we think about nonprofits, whether it's a small nonprofit, a startup, or one of our very complex nonprofits like a hospital, they don't just help the community survive, they help the community thrive. We have such an impact on this community, it's time that nonprofits are at the decision-making table. Nonprofits have been affected by the pandemic in the same ways that many other entities. Of course, we want to keep employees safe, and we also want to have business continuity. Unlike other industries, demand for services from nonprofits is increasing during the pandemic. When you think about things such as food, utility assistance, writ assistance, and even healthcare, that demand is going up. And so nonprofits find themselves particularly busy during this time. We also count on our community for the revenue support that enables us to deliver on our mission. And so that can be troublesome because the very people we often receive financial support from now may be the very people who need our services. So it's a difficult time for us, but the saying, when the going gets tough, the tough get going, that's the nonprofit sector. We know that many of the individuals and families that we serve are in need because of systemic racism. But we also have to take an internal look and make sure that our own operations are not adding to this problem. It's just very important if we want to really be successful in terms of changing our community. We are not in a position to ignore something that is a glaring problem. Nonprofits have been responding to crisis and addressing inequality for centuries. We are the leaders in filling the gap, building the bridges, providing voice, and making a difference. I am so proud of Nonprofit Connect's efforts during this time because Nonprofit Connect is doing what it does, providing education, resources, and community where nonprofit professionals can come together and learn how to adapt to these new challenges we're facing. Nonprofit Connect is a treasure here in Kansas City, and I am so happy that it's here, and I know my nonprofit colleagues would say the same. Nonprofit Connect membership includes more than 800 nonprofit organizations and business partners. For last year alone, over 7,100 nonprofit professionals, board members, and volunteers attended Nonprofit Connect's educational programs. Additionally, nearly 2,400 nonprofit jobs were posted on the job board. No doubt, many of the nonprofit professionals joining us today have posted a few and responded to a few during their nonprofit careers. I think we all would agree that we are fortunate to have this organization in Kansas City. Now, without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce this year's event chairs, Jeanette Pringer and Darren Pringer, to begin our program and to announce this year's Philanthropy Awards honorees.
Thank you, Valerie. My son Darren and I are grateful to be here today, not only as the luncheon co-chairs, but also as former Philanthropy Award honorees. Darren as the Emerging Philanthropist in 2019, and myself as a Rising Star Philanthropy in 2009. Thanks to all of you, and thanks to Nonprofit Connect for sharing our passion in supporting the city and caring for our community as we celebrate the outstanding efforts of our honorees today.
As event chairs, this experience has deepened our understanding of the good work being done by Nonprofit Connect. They are keenly focused on helping our community by providing education for nonprofits on trends, strategy, and collaboration. They are a terrific asset to both nonprofits and businesses. For the past 36 years, this Philanthropy Awards Luncheon has recognized over 210 honorees who altogether make up Kansas City's most generous citizens. If you are joining us today and have been previously honored at this luncheon as a volunteer, nonprofit professional, business philanthropist, philanthropist of the year, emerging honoree, rising star, excellence in collaboration, impact, or legacy honoree, we would like to extend a special thank you for all that you have done and continue to do for our city.
During today's luncheon, you may think of someone who has made a remarkable impact in Kansas City. If so, we encourage you to follow the link in the chat box to submit a nomination recommendation. Nonprofit Connect will be in touch when it's time to submit a formal nomination later this fall. That brings us to the reason we are all here, to recognize the impact these honorees are making in our community.
We want to share with you how impressed we were with the selection process. There were a significant number of nominations submitted this year and tremendous deliberation spent over so many exceptional applicants. We are proud to recognize these very deserving honorees for their unwavering commitment to Kansas City.
Today, we come together to celebrate how these honorees, and each one of us here today, are changing the story to make life better for people across the human spectrum. No matter the need, there will always be someone to meet it. Together we are changing the story for the new generation, for a new time, and for a new and an inclusive vision.
To begin the awards ceremony, the emerging categories recognize the next generation of volunteers, philanthropists, and nonprofit professionals. With this video introduction of this year's emerging honorees, you will see why our community is in great hands now and will continue to be in the future.
We love Kansas City, and not all of Kansas City is perfect, and not all of Kansas City is thriving, and so if we can kind of help level that playing field, especially for the kids and what they've seen and the trauma they've gone through, if there's anything that we can do to make it more level for them, that's where our focus is.
I'm Marshall Lockton.
And I'm Nora Lockton, and we are the Emerging Philanthropists of the Year.
So about 10 years ago, soon after I moved back to Kansas City, a friend referred me to the Children's Place when I was looking to get involved with something civically. Fell in love with the mission that they have of serving young children who have survived trauma and abuse, and for 6 years served on the board there.
About 3 or 4 years ago, after Marshall rolled off the board at the Children's Place, I had the opportunity to join the board. And about a year ago, we were asked to lead the capital campaign for the new facility that the Children's Place will be moving into later this year. And so that's been the majority of our community service lately. Our kids are young. We have a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old who were recently the age of the children who are served by the Children's Place. So it's hard not to not to notice that and see that.
You know, when a kid experiences trauma at that young of an age, you know, their lives can probably go in two different directions, and we feel that the Children's Place actually is making an impact at that juncture. Any organization that can do that with children, when we have children of our own, you know, that's the type of place we want to spend our time.
If we can change the story at that young age, they can have a productive, healthy, happy childhood.
Some of our students do have barriers that are keeping them from achieving their full potential right now, but when the community comes around, and I'm proud that City Year is a part of that, that we really can change that narrative about what's possible for kids in Kansas City. My name is Audra Clark, and I am the Executive Director for City Year here in Kansas City. My path to being a nonprofit executive director now seems really straightforward, but was actually kind of windy. Coming out of undergrad, had sort of the idea that I was going to go into for-profit marketing, but I did one particular internship where I was working for Estee Lauder, like the makeup company, and I realized about halfway through that I did not care at all if someone bought another tube of lipstick. And it was sort of this awakening moment, like, what am I doing here? And what am I gonna do now that I just, graduated and have this degree? So I actually did a year of service as an AmeriCorps member. That just had a completely transformational impact on my life, totally changed the trajectory of my career. I could actually use these skills that I'd learned in terms of marketing and business, but apply them to a mission-driven organization. So when I think about changing the story in the schools and the communities that we work with at City Year, I really think about exposing the stories and all of the amazing potential of the students that we work with, and making sure that those stories are being told. So if City Year can play a role in not only helping our students develop their story and their full potential, but then also helping shed a light on the amazing work that the teachers in the schools that we work in are doing, then I feel like that is success for City Year.
The best advice I could give, it's just like anything else. What you focus on expands. If you start giving, you're going to get the gratification from the giving, and then you're going to expand your giving. If you don't have the money to give time. And if you don't have 5 hours a week, give 50 minutes. Just start. I'm Chuck Cuda, Emerging Volunteer of the Year. The main focus is with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. My dad is a non-Hodgkin's follicular lymphoma survivor, and I was fortunate enough to donate my bone marrow to him. But it doesn't stop there. It expands into friends of mine whose son has autism. I do some work with their foundation, as well as the church, childhood cancer, things like that. There's no script to life, there's no script to giving. I think changing the story, you set your own blueprint for how it's going to be. We control our ability to give time, to give money, to give back to the community. And I think that's how we change that script, that's how we build the legacy, that's how we change the story, because life isn't scripted, but we have the ability to control what we can control.
Now to recognize our emerging honorees. Nora and Marshall Lockton are philanthropic champions for the youngest survivors of abuse and neglect at the Children's Place. They have financially supported the agency for the last 9 years and have donated more than 400 hours of their time serving on the board and committees. The couple is currently serving as the co-chairs of a significant capital campaign for the Children's Place that will help the organization move into a new home this fall. Congratulations to our emerging philanthropists of the year, Nora and Marshall Lockton.
Since its launch in Kansas City in 2015, Executive Director Audra Clark has drastically grown the organization from 16 to 66 AmeriCorps members serving as full-time tutors and mentors to more than 4,000 students at 7 local public schools. She and her team have been awarded the highest honor by the National City Year organization 2 years in a row, and under Audra's leadership, Kansas City has become one of the premier City Year sites nationally. Congratulations to the Emerging Nonprofit Professional of the Year, Audra Clark.
Inspired by his father's fight with lymphoma, Chuck Kuda has worked to support the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society Mid-America chapter with his time, talent, and financial contributions. Chuck founded the Green Tie Gala in 2018, and under his leadership, the event has raised nearly $700,000 for research to the cause. In addition, Chuck is an active volunteer for Children's Mercy, Big Brothers Big Sisters of Kansas City, and the Fire Foundation. Please congratulate our Emerging Volunteer of the Year, Chuck Kuda.
Our next categories recognize those who have dedicated years of service to our community, whether devoted to one mission or passionate about a variety of causes. These honorees truly demonstrate how one's leadership and actions can change the story for an entire community.
One of the things that makes us unique, our center, is that it's very intergenerational. They come to the center because the center has always been a beacon for providing services to them personally. And as a result, a lot of them who no longer reside in, say, the west side or the east side or the northeast areas of the city still come back. My name is Cristobal Medina. People call me Chris. I am the president and CEO for the Guadalupe Centers. My family migrated to Kansas City. My great-grandmother came in 1919. She was a widow, had 11 kids, and they settled on the west side. And one of the first places they turned to was the Guadalupe Center for Services. I recall as a child going to the center, participating in the athletic programs, playing for the sports teams, participating in the youth clubs, the summer camps. Eventually came back as a youth director and then was hired as the executive director. One of the strengths of the organization is that we have so many different services within the organization. If people come to us and say their utilities have been shut off, well, we're going to try to help you, but in the process, you're going to help yourself, and we're going to work with you to get to help yourself. So we can navigate that system for them and help them to get those services that, it's vital to get them on the path that we want so they can eventually provide for themselves. And you'd be surprised how many people said, hey, we want an opportunity, and that's what we're going to give you.
You can help change Kansas City by volunteering. Most importantly, you can change your own life. People who volunteer and help others constantly are indicating how much satisfaction they get from that. I would encourage anybody who's thinking about volunteering, go give it a try. Find something that you feel passionate about, give it a try and see how it goes. My name is Gene Balloon, and I'm an attorney with Shikardi & Bacon, and I practice law. During the first year that we were foster parents, we got our first child, a 14-year-old boy, who is now our 33-year-old son. Within a very short time, we realized we were going to be important in his life, and he was becoming extremely important in our lives. I'd like to think that the work that we're doing with adoptions of foster children is helping change the story in Kansas City. It's always been important to me to give back to the community, and it's so great to look back and see, well, I did this adoption 15 years ago, and this student just graduated from KU with an engineering degree. And you have to feel like, wait a minute, I helped change the story for that child, and that helps change the story for the community.
Kansas City has been our headquarters ever since the foundation was established. It's our home. We all grew up here. It's important to us. We like to see this community prosper. That's why we like to give back in Kansas City. I'm Kent Sunderland, and I'm chairman of the Sunderland Foundation. Well, our focus really is on construction and renovation projects, and that kind of goes back to the core of how the foundation was originally established. Being in the construction business, it made sense that we would do those types of projects. And not a lot of foundations do capital for bricks and mortars. A lot of them, do programming grants or scholarships, and we kind of stay away from those things. We like to do tangible, hands-on bricks and mortar projects, and that's our forte. Right now we have 9 board members, all family members. It's great having all the family members involved. Try to get together quarterly for our meetings, and they fly in from where they are or Skype in when they can't attend. And so it's good to get everybody's input. As much as changing the story, we're continuing the story of education, particularly the next generation. of the importance of giving back to the communities that have been good to them. Not everybody has the financial resources we do, but they can always make a difference through volunteering, being active in their community, and we're changing the story in that we're making available resources to people that probably wouldn't have had them if we weren't here.
Our focus is really starting with the foundation, what we believe, which is getting into the arts and culture. So that's kind of our center point, and we're blessed in the city because a lot of great partners do other things outside of that, and they all eventually meet. My name is Matt Linsky. I am the Kansas City Market President for Bank of America. Arts and culture have been a big part of our company dating back. Everything that is in this community is focused on the arts. All of these pieces of art speak. And I think that's what allowed us to realize this is a good opportunity for us to help the city in the way that we can to help inspire change amongst the arts. Investing in communities is teaching history, it's teaching culture. And if we can bring students, whether they're from around the metro, in the metro, from a house of means or a house of little means, if we can bring them to an opportunity to be in front of the arts, to engage in that culture and to learn, then we're doing a big part of our job as a corporate citizen. In the past, we would run advertisements about our size, our breadth, our capabilities, our footprint. Now it's focused on being local, giving our clients, our constituents, and frankly, anyone out there that listens to us, what would you like the power to do? That's where I find we've changed our narrative. We're local, we bring the great capabilities and the breadth of our capabilities right here to Kansas City.
For over 40 years, Chris Medina has dedicated his life to the Guadalupe Centers, one of the longest continuous operating organizations serving Latinos in the United States. As CEO, Chris has led the growth of the organization from one nonprofit to 3, employing nearly 400 staff and having a combined agency budget of over $32 million. Additionally, the center has received international recognition, including the prestigious Oatley Award from the Mexican government. Chris's vision, leadership, and dedication are felt throughout the greater Kansas City area and far exceed his role as the leader of the Guadalupe Centers. Congratulations to our 2020 Nonprofit Professional of the Year, Chris Medina.
Good afternoon, everyone. As a recipient of this year's Nonprofit Professional of the Year, I am very honored and humbled to receive this award. This prestigious award has been bestowed to outstanding individuals providing much-needed services to the metropolitan community of Kansas City for the past 35 years. To be added to this list of names is an honor in itself. I've been blessed over my 40 years of working in the nonprofit community, specifically for the Guadalupe Centers. My job has been my passion to help improve the social, educational, and recreational opportunities for urban core youth, and in particular Latinos in Kansas City, Missouri. I also want to acknowledge all the individuals who have assisted me throughout my life's journey. My wife, Mary, our children, Carla and Chris Jr., my mentors, Bob Reed, Claire Schroeder, Bill Dunn Sr., Lolly Garcia, and so many others. And finally, our exceptional staff, which year in and year out have been the pillars for our agency. Muchas gracias, and thank you.
Now, a retired law partner, Jean Balloon, has served as pro bono legal counsel for over 1,500 families adopting foster children and has long served on the board of Foster Adopt Connect. Jean and his firm took the lead in successfully fighting a new law that would have stripped funding and assistance for children in Missouri facing abuse and neglect, and used the state compensation that was awarded to create an endowment called Lawyers for Kids. In addition to his work with Foster Adopt Connect, Jean and his wife have fostered 29 children and adopted 2 of them as part of their family. Please join us in congratulating the 2020 Volunteer of the Year, Jean Balloon.
I'd like to say thanks to Nonprofit Connect for this award. I feel deeply honored and appreciate it very much. I'd like to accept the award on behalf of the hundreds of volunteer foster families in our community who volunteer every day, share their families, share their homes with children who are in need. I'd also like to thank Nonprofit Connect for the work that it does in our community to facilitate the work of other nonprofits to make our work that much easier. Thank you very much. And finally, I'd like to say thanks to my very favorite nonprofit, of course, Foster Adopt Connect. I'll say that I've had the opportunity to work with a number of nonprofit organizations over the years, and I can say without any hesitation that Foster Adopt Connect is the finest of those. I have never worked with a group of people who are more dedicated, who are more devoted to the cause that they were working to improve. In this case, the lives of children who have fallen within the system, foster children, and other children in need. I consider it a real privilege to be able to work with Foster Adopt Connect. They develop some unbelievably good programs, unique programs that have helped children in so many ways. There are still needs, and recently we received the generous donation of 2 buildings in downtown Kansas City, Kansas. And we are about to launch a capital campaign to raise $7 million to renovate those buildings, to bring increased programs to an area which really needs it. We have services there now, but the need is so much greater. We know this is a difficult time, and we know that a capital campaign is going to be a challenge, but we have the utmost confidence that Foster Adopt Connect will be able to meet their goal and to serve these least powerful members of our society, our abused, neglected, and dependent children. So thank you very much.
Four generations have led the Sunderland family's charitable giving for the last 74 years, focused on building the places where families in distress find help and healing. The Sunderland Foundation has grown into one of the region's largest foundations. The family uniquely supports brick and mortar projects, and most recently include new projects and expansion at Children's Mercy, the University of Kansas Health System, Olathe Medical Center, and Truman Medical Center. Through bold capital funding, the Sunderland family is setting a new standard for philanthropy in Kansas City. Congratulations to our 2020 Philanthropists of the Year, the Sunderland family.
Hello, this is Kent Sunderland, coming to you from the offices of the Sunderland Foundation here in Overland Park. And like everybody else, we'd hoped to have been celebrating the Nonprofit Connect Philanthropy Awards Luncheon, but it looks like this will be a virtual event this year, and that's the best we can hope for. We'd like to thank Nonprofit Connect for naming the Sunderland Foundation Philanthropist of the Year for 2020. We join a long list of distinguished winners, including my father, James Sunderland, who won this award in 1996. And I'm sure he'd be proud of what his children and grandchildren have been able to do through the Sunderland Foundation in recent years. We'd also like to thank those organizations that nominated us for this award: the University of Kansas Health Systems, Truman Medical Center, Children's Mercy Hospital, and the Olathe Medical Center, and recognize them for all they've been doing to keep our community healthy and safe in these difficult times. We'd like to congratulate all the other award winners today and thank you for your service to the community. Through your leadership, we continue to have a thriving and impactful not-for-profit community here in Kansas City. We know this event didn't quite go as expected this year, but we'd like to thank Jeanette and Darren Pringer for co-chairing the luncheon today, and hopefully we can all get together in the near future. In the meantime, I'm sure Nonprofit Connect will continue their vital work of bringing nonprofits together to help them fulfill their missions. So from the Sunderland Foundation headquarters, this is Kent Sunderland saying thanks again to Nonprofit Connect for this wonderful award. And to everybody out there, stay safe, stay healthy, and God bless.
Bank of America gives more than $2 million each year in Kansas City through grants and matching gifts, sponsorships, employee gifts and volunteering, and community engagement. Since launching its signature Neighborhood Builders program in 2004, the bank has invested $5 million in 26 local organizations and provided leadership training for 52 nonprofit executives. Bank of America's continued work with area nonprofits focuses on economic mobility and enriches lives in our community. Congratulations to our 2020 Business Philanthropist of the Year, Bank of America.
Good afternoon. I'm Matt Linsky, Kansas City Market President for Bank of America. Thank you, Nonprofit Connect, for continuing this great celebration, even though we can't be together in person this year. It's an honor to be recognized for our philanthropic work, along with our fellow honorees who help make Kansas City strong. Each year, Bank of America gives more than $250 million globally to help advance economic mobility for individuals, families, and communities. As we all know, this year has been different. I'd like to share with you how we have responded to this humanitarian and healthcare and economic crisis that has rocked our world. In March, Bank of America committed $100 million to really get to the impacts of those communities where COVID-19 has caused such harm. In Kansas City, we have doubled our grant making to provide relief to those that need it most. That was before the tragedy of George Floyd's death and the anguish that has continued to rock our country. Our CEO, Brian Moynihan, has said, there is an urgency now, and we must not let it quiet down. In June, Bank of America committed $1 billion over a 4-year period to advance economic mobility and racial equality for people and communities of color. I'm proud of how our company has stepped up in this time of need to help reshape Kansas City and the country. We value our nonprofit partners. Their work is hard, and the pandemic has made their work even harder. It's an honor to support them and stand by them today in this time of need. The Business Philanthropist of the Year Award is of great pride to me personally and to my 600 teammates right here in Kansas City. We thank you. Until we can meet again, be safe.
Our final awards are presented to organizations that are creating meaningful change on complex social issues in Kansas City. We know that there are many nonprofits working for the greater good in our community, but the impact of these honorees goes above and beyond. Their efforts reflect how an organization can change the story to improve the lives of countless people within a community.
This is really an important effort, and the health system is a strong partner because we should be and we need to be. If you're going to have a heart and try to do the right thing, you have to partner with an organization that has a heart and is trying to do the right thing. And our missions are really aligned around that.
My name is Patrick Silly, and I'm the CEO of Vibrant Health.
My name is Steve Stites. I'm Chief Medical Officer, University of Kansas Health System.
I think Wyandotte County has many challenges, and ranking near the bottom of health outcomes is one of them, and that's a massive uphill battle. But I think the story ends up being that Wyandotte County is consistently at the bottom, and that's what it is, and that's how it's going to be. And we don't believe that's required. We don't believe that's how it should be. And our efforts together, along with other partners and the community support that we get, is trying to change that. And I think we're just getting started.
Wyandotte County is ranked around 100 out of 105 counties in Kansas for health. That's not right. That's our backyard. And we need to have a stronger effort in Wyandotte County to improve the health of Kansans. In order to do that, you have to partner with effective organizations who spend their entire day thinking about, what am I going to do in Wyandotte County? How are we going to make that better? Vibrant Health is just that partner. This was what I hope will be the start of many things that we can do together with Vibrant. You know, shame on us for not having it all work together as an entire community and having done this 30 years ago. But, you know, we didn't, and now we have. And now we can get this done.
Everyone has a story if we bother to listen. And oftentimes we think we know the story, but we really don't. We haven't listened deeply enough. I'm Father Justin Matthews, Executive Director of Reconciliation Services. I view Reconciliation Services like a social venture rather than like a nonprofit. So for me, the work at Reconciliation Services is not only about helping folks one at a time, but also about systemic change, really bringing together the best of business, faith, and philanthropy to create market disruption that ends up producing social good. And our goal is to transform Troost Avenue from a dividing line into a gathering place for hope and for healing of our whole city. Thelma's Kitchen is our Healthy Communities initiative, an affordable place to come and get a meal for everybody, but it's also a place where we're lowering the barriers of entry for services, and it's also an economic community building initiative. We really believe in a do no harm development strategy where at a very strategic point on Troost Avenue, we can offer a kind of intervention that can have a catalytic impact on the development throughout the east side of Kansas City. It's going to take changing the story to really set the stage for that deep, heartfelt change that we really want as we tell Kansas City's story.
In 2016, the former Turner House Children's Clinic, now Vibrant Health, and the University of Kansas Health System formed a collaboration to address the issues impacting healthcare access in Wyandotte County. Working together, these two organizations merged the operations of 3 clinics to create Vibrant Health, a safety net health center that streamlined and integrated care between medical, dental, and behavioral health services, improving access throughout the county. Last year, Vibrant Health served over 10,000 patients, of which nearly half were uninsured, equating to more than $2.3 million in charitable care expense. Please join us in congratulating Vibrant Health and the University of Kansas Health System as the 2020 Excellence in Collaboration Award recipients.
This is Steve Stites, Chief Medical Officer here at the University of Kansas Health System, back with you. Want to say thank you to Nonprofit Connect for recognizing the work that KU has done with Vibrant. This has been extraordinarily important at one of the most difficult times in our history. We know that racial disparities, economic disparities, all sorts of disparities are magnified during healthcare crises, and the pandemic is certainly that. The work we've done together, I think, makes a difference, and it takes both of us to help do that. Actually, it takes all of us. We have to get through this together, and we want to say thank you for Nonprofit Connect for recognizing the efforts of what working together can mean. Thank you so much.
This is Patrick Salee with Vibrant Health. Thank you to Nonprofit Connect for this recognition. I echo what Dr. Stites said and shared in terms of community impact and the importance of this work right now. It's unfortunate that due to the pandemic, we all can't be together to celebrate this award and all the other well-deserved recognition. But it also becomes a year when it's appropriate for a partnership like Vibrant Health and University of Kansas Health System to be recognized. During this time, we've stepped up collectively as partners to do more for our community than we were doing before, and have highlighted the impact that a partnership can have on providing care, access to testing, access to information, that the partnership can have a true impact on our community. And we appreciate all that the University of Kansas Health System has done to support Vibrant Health, and all that philanthropy and the nonprofit community does to support our broader metro area.
Focused on transforming truths from a dividing line into a gathering place, Reconciliation Services offers progressive wraparound services for the areas most underserved. The organization is best known for opening Thelma's Kitchen, an innovative social venture that provides nutritious food access in an inclusive environment and a pay-what-you-can model. By addressing root problems and embracing creative solutions, Reconciliation Services is changing the Truce Corridor into a thriving and vibrant community. Congratulations to our 2020 Excellence and Impact Award recipient, Reconciliation Services.
All of us at Reconciliation Services, both those that you see here as well as many of our team members who are working from home today, are so deeply humbled and grateful to receive the 2020 Excellence and Impact Award from Nonprofit Connect. But we received this award knowing that the real hard work, the real impact that's happening is happening with our clients, our partners, and our neighbors who work hard every day to find healing, to move forward, and to reveal their strength and the strength of their community. So it's on their behalf that we receive this award. Thank you so much.
Congratulations to all of our 2020 Philanthropy Award honorees. It has been such an honor to present these awards today, and we sincerely thank each of you for being here with us.
We are also very grateful for our sponsors. Your support of this event and Nonprofit Connect is sincerely appreciated. You are all heroes of our community, and you help make Kansas City the great city it is today. What you do touches the lives of so many, and they all truly benefit from your generous spirit.
We hope you are moved and inspired to get involved with Nonprofit Connect and continue to support the work they do. Also, the call for nominations for next year's awards luncheon will open soon, so please remember to complete the nomination recommendation form online to recommend someone worthy of this recognition.
Thank you for attending today's event, and remember, you can make a positive impact on the lives of others and your community starting today. Together we can change the story for a better Kansas City.